Good morning. Hello, good morning. Happy Thursday. Come on in. Come on in. Perfect day for getting creative. Yeah, don't want to hang out in the garden today. Come on in. Grab a cup of tea. Let's doodle some snowflakes. Why not? Let's do some snowflakes. Come on in. Good morning, Helen. You was at the front of the class. I bet you were really good at school, weren't you? I was at the front for subjects I liked. Languages, right up the front. Maths, right up the back. And that was reflected in my results. Come on in. Have a cup of tea. I just want to move that out of the way just in case, because I've only got one copy. How are you? Have you got your downloads? Did you enjoy yesterday? I did. I did. You know, when we were making the stars, I really enjoyed it. And I think the reason that I enjoyed it, because it's very structured, you know, so, and in that structure, once you work out how it works, it's quite, it's secure, isn't it? Because it's very, very logical and it's very, very predictable, you know? And I think every now and again, it's really nice. It's like die cutting, you know what you're going to get, don't you? Paul's on telly at the moment, having a cracking time. He was on at 8 o'clock this morning, he's back on at 12. Beautiful dies. I love those magical hairs. I really like those magical hairs by Mel Turner. Beautiful. Come on in. What's the time? Is the sound good? Please let me know. I hope so. Yeah, I think so. Hey, what do you think? You going to let me know? That'd be good. Steve Ellen's in the building with you today. So with the downloads, because we need the downloads to be, we're going to need them all next week. And so really, you want to get them, either download them and print them off, or if you haven't got access to a printer, it's not a problem. Just give Steve privately, write Steve your mailing address, and then we'll get them sent. He immediately after the hour, he'll send them out to you. And his email address, he's fine with me to give it to you. It's Stephen, isn't it? We had this conversation. Oh look, Stephen, not Steve. So Steven, same as my brother. Stephen at claritystamp.com. And if you send him your mailing address, we'll send you the downloads that you need free of charge. No problem. Okay? No problem whatsoever. And then you'll be able to join in. And they're handy to have, you know. And they're a gift. There you go. If you can print them off. Saves us the postage, saves us the hassle. But if you need our help, we're here to help. Good morning. Come on in. Nice to have your company. Interestingly, now the weather's turned, there are more of you. Or is it that you like the doodling? I don't know. I don't care. As long as there's a handful of us, it's not about the numbers, it's about the friends, isn't it? I don't need loads of friends, I just need a few good ones. So come on in. Hiya, Beryl. Another exciting morning. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Beryl. I really am. Yeah, and I noticed yesterday loads of you got right into it on Clarity Worldwide with your stars and flowers, and Karen, you did a passion flower. Yeah, we've got them on our porch as well. Perfect. It's all about the symmetry, isn't it? Yeah, so you can draw flowers and all sorts once you get the shapes. Interesting. And the groovy plate of that hexagon, you know, thinking ahead, we've also got an octagon, haven't we? So it won't be very good for snowflakes, but it'd be brilliant for flowers once you work out how to use it, eh? Everybody in? Cool. Loads of us today. What's the time? Have a look. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Good morning. Come on in. welcome to the SHAC. Safe, happy and creative. Stay home and craft. 99 hours today. 99. Brilliant, isn't it? 99 hours of doodling. 99 hours of hanging out together. Tomorrow will be the big 100. Wow. I know. I'm going to have a bit of cake. I've lost a little bit. I'll put it all on at the weekend. I spoke to Grace, our daughter. She does that. Goes for it all week, and then at the weekend says, it's the weekend. And then back on the scales on Monday, same thing. It's like Groundhog Day. I do love that girl. I spoke to my son yesterday. He's in Mark. He's in San Francisco. And the fires. Interestingly, when I was speaking to him at the weekend, he said it was so weird because he rang me on Sunday. He said it was really strange, Mum. On Saturday, glorious, beautiful day, and then it got overcast, and then lightning, thunder, and it's the lightning that's caused the fires, you see. And it's in Vacaville, which is really close to where we used to live just before we came back to England. We lived in Benicia, so it's like Vacaville, Fairfield, Vallejo, Benicia. It's all north of the Bay Bridge, yeah. So the whole, Sonoma Valley, Napa Valley, all those beautiful wine countries all under siege again, being burnt. So I've got friends there that are going to have to evacuate here imminently. You know, chaos. But just for an hour, let's just park it out there and let's make snowflakes. I know, what else are we going to do? I can't help with the fires. I can't. Every time I turn the news on, I could cry, I could weep. So, we have to control the controllable, don't we? You know, just do what we can to keep sane. Because in the end, that's all we can do. It's just keep balanced. It doesn't. If I throw all my toys out the pram and sit in the garden sobbing, that's not going to help a soul, and it's certainly not going to help me. You know? So, here we are in the SHAC, and here we are today. We're doing snowflakes. Let's have a little recap. Everybody in? Got it? Have you? If not, speak to Steve Ellen and he'll get you sorted. By Monday, you should have it. Unless you live in Australia, it might take a little bit longer. But we're doing it. Okay? Right, let's have a quick sip of tea. Calm it, Kermit. Because the snowflakes are a little bit different, but I worked it out. And what we're going to do is deconstruct them, and then it'll be all right. Okay, ready? Morning back in sunny Gloucester today. Well, I'm glad it's sunny. And your mum asked you to print out the templates, Claire. Isn't that brilliant? I love that. And that's the thing. Once you've got the templates, it's ridiculous. It's really amazing how many different permutations there are. Okay. So, let's have a look. First of all, that's our hexagon that we're going to use. So yesterday, what we were doing, let's just have a little recap of what we did yesterday so that you don't get, if you're new to the party today, see what we were doing was, we were saying that a hexagon was 6 corners, 6 points, but we made loads and loads and loads of points. So you've got so many different size options, haven't you? And different combination options. So for example, here, if we go to the centre, then you can see we've used the 6 points. I know it's a bit trippy, but it's so useful. So I used this to stick it down, didn't I, with a bit of low-tack tape, so that while I was working it stayed in place, right? Tracing paper, really good move. Come on, treat yourself to a pack of tracing paper. We've got a cupboard full of it now for you. Pencil, and then rubber if you go wrong, eraser. And then other than that, I know some of you were using your light waves yesterday, you can do that too. So then what you do is you count and then you make your points. You can make little ones. So this is what we were doing yesterday, wasn't it? Working out how you can make those lovely baubles. And then you can see, you can go to the centre again. All roads lead to the middle. And now you see you can bring the 2 points in a little bit, and you can adjust, which is going to be brilliant, because tomorrow, once we've done this, look, you see we can introduce them into the baubles. These are also the templates, the downloads, aren't they? Look, it's going to be so cool. Check it out. You know those baubles, we were talking about them yesterday, the ones that are dented like my omas used to be, the Germans. I might have to just go in the loft and dig them out and see if I can find my old omas. My omas, I've got them. I have them. So yeah, nice, huh? Really nice. So that was basically what we did yesterday. I mean, we did more, didn't we? We did little ones. This is going to be so cool. We did little ones either inside, and then let me just bring this in. Now, just to recap, this is the other template, really trippy, right? But this is brilliant for these kind of stars, because they look fantastic in baubles too. Then we did cogs, and then I showed you just don't go the whole length, just use half. So these wheels are so useful. And next week we'll combine it. We'll use this and this, but one thing at a time. What I wanted to do today, right? Hopefully I haven't confused you now. I'll show you the one we're going to do. Let me just show you on the back. See? So this is like a pretty standard, isn't it? It's just a pretty standard snowflake. I've got more, but I want to show you. We're going to use this one to get the idea. That's the key, because there are certain little things that we want to do. So if I put that there like so, let me come in a little bit closer. Moving a little closer, baby. Right, there you go. Don't want to come in too far, otherwise you won't be able to see the outside bit, which you need for the... Yeah, cool. Okay, so let me get my right glasses on. My day Mednas. Let me clear the deck. Cool, they make me quite high, these ones. It's quite cheap really, isn't it? Because they're so thick. Right, you ready? This is going to be good. Let me just think for a minute. Yes. Okay, I need a bit of tracing paper. I'm going to start with a clean bit like you. All right. And then we'll deconstruct it. And what you have to understand is we're going large only because it's to get the construction right. And then once you've gone large, then you can go tiny, smaller, different shapes, different sorts of snowflakes. It's all about the snowflakes today, right? And there are 6 points to a snowflake. I looked it up, and the description was really lovely. A feathery ice crystal. Isn't that lovely? So the lines that we're drawing, this is the thing, right? What we have to decide. The lines that we're drawing, are they the snowflake or are they the shape? And then once you've got the shape, then perhaps you go round the outside really delicately and turn it into an ice crystal, you know, like an icicle. So it's not a triangle, is it? It's all beautiful. I think I did one. Yeah, I dabbled, because we've got a lot going on at work this week. But you can see on this one, what I'm getting at is when you put an outline. Let me see if I can show you on. Oh, we haven't turned that camera on yet. Barbara, let me just turn this camera on. Won't take a second. Camera number 3. No? Yes, there we go. Sorry about that. Right, so if we go to this camera, if I come in tight, let it just focus there. Do you see how I've, on this one here, on that one? See how I'm going around the outside lightly? So the lines, the construction, they wouldn't be there. I would, when I ink this or transfer it, that's just my shape. Do you get what I'm getting at? And then the outside would be my, I'd go around the outside, not, I wouldn't put the inside in, that's just the shape. So I was thinking that that would be a possibility as well. But today, let's get started. Right, we've got that, and that, and we're using this one as our guide. Okay, so I want to start, sorry about this, right way up, like that, yeah? And I'm going to stick this down so it doesn't move while I'm working. I think that would be a good idea. Let me just do this like so. And I'm giving myself enough room there. Oh, grey. Right, there. And on this side so that it sticks. Either that or I could cut the tracing paper down, couldn't I? Right, that'll do. Right, ready to rock and roll. So I need a pencil. I need a sip of tea. Gather my thoughts. And then I'm going to figure out what we're doing. Right, so the first thing we want to do, are you ready for this? This is a proper deconstruct. So to do this one, okay, let's line it up so we can see. We're going to count from the top down 11. Let's do this thing. Right, you ready? Counting, counting, counting. 1, 2. And I'm not going to touch the paper this time like I did yesterday, silly girl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Right, make a little dot. Just let me check that I've got it right. Not if it was 10, it wouldn't make a blind bit of difference. That'll do. 11's good. Right, now we've done that. We haven't got to count in 6 times. Well, you can if it helps you, do it. But I'm just going to come along like that. Another dot. Come down here. Another dot. I tell you what, it really is trippy. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. This helps as well if you're struggling to make sure, because it's like the washing line. Do you find that when I hang the line out, I've got one of those rotary things, you know, and I go to put the sheet out and I start on that one, and for some reason I end up on the 1, 2 in front of it. Right, this is easier, isn't it? Yeah, okay. We evolved. Okay, so we've done that. Yes. Just checking. There you go. Right, that wasn't too hard. You see, the thing is, this is it. We have to relax into this. It's easy. It's a piece of cake with a template. Without a template, I wouldn't even attempt it. But we just need to relax into it and work it out in our heads. A couple of little tricks. You've probably already done 5 snowflakes going, come on, Gray, chop, chop. I want to take my time and enjoy the process so that I don't get scrambled. Right, so now, the next thing, if we take this one here, like so, let's get in the middle again, right? So we've got this line now definitely sorted, but we don't want to come, do we want to come careering through there? Yeah, we probably do. Well, let's join the lines up then. Come on, let's do this thing. Have you got a ruler? Right, let's join all the dots across so that we get a, like that. That's cool. Hey, piece of cake. Right, just, I tell you what I'm doing as well. I'm looking all the way along all the nests, because that, but then I'm only actually using in between the dots. Got another one here, haven't we? There you go. Excuse my head. There you go. Straight over the top. And then we've got the perfect centre, like that. Hey, who says it already looks like a snowflake-ish? Right, so now what we want to do though, deconstructing it, we probably want to put this one in next, don't we? I think so. Let's put this one in next because then we can add the tails or these bits. So this one here in the middle, in between the two, I've counted, you can either count 17 that way or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh hang on, 17. 1, 2. I'm going out from the outside, it's easier. I'm going to go from the outside and I'm going to count 17 this way, okay? This one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There you go. 17. Bang in the middle. Let me just check that we've got it right. All right. Cool. And then, right, round we go again. It's easier when it's not such a vast expanse. So can you eyeball it, or do you need assistance with a ruler? See, I can get that in the middle. I reckon. But you know, yeah, don't overcomplicate it. It's supposed to be enjoyable. Get a dot in the middle, and then the middle, right, and I'm just going to check that it's on the right line. Right, so this is going to be, these ones are going to be the tips of that star in the middle, see? Go back to the centre, back to the middle. If I'm going too slowly for you, I apologise, but I need to get it right. Right, so that one's there, right? And then what we're going to, so we'll just put that there for the minute, and then this one, if you come to here, right, to get that right, what we've got to do now is count along here, okay, or down from here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 down, 4 down. Right, watch. So I'm going to go along to here. So I'm going from the dot along to the spike, and then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me check for you before we do all 6 of them wrong. That's it. Precisely. So down on the dots. So you go along to the spike, right, and then you go where you're sitting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, and then you can just Speedy Gonzales. Just get those ones in place. Because actually, right, what we're also doing in this one here, if you look, right, pretend that this is a separate pattern. This one here, forget the legs. This is just a beautiful pattern, isn't it? Okay, piece of cake. So we're doing 2 in 1 really. But what I want to show you, right, I haven't lost you yet, have I? I hope not. That's it. So then you can always rewind. If you think, oh, yeah, I know. Don't marry. Just rewind. It's not a problem. Just think, hang on, I'm going to do this in my own time. So now we've done that. Now the next thing is we're going to sort out these bits. But I would suggest that we get the star in the middle first. Let's do that. So the star is a piece of cake. You can use a ruler or you can go freehand. What do you prefer? It's entirely up to you. Right, and you're just going to join up the dots now. I can do this freehand. I can do this freehand. So I'm going to do that like so. I do find when I do this, it's easier if I make the artwork come to me. So, you know the way we hover when we're sketching or doodling, and you sort of levitate above the paper first, and then you know you're in the right place, and then you go. There we are. So you get your eye in. There we are. And once we've done this, it's not so bad, is it? I wouldn't fancy trying to do this without the lines underneath though. There we are. Cool. It's a doodle. It's going to look good. I like this sort of thing. There we are. So we've got our snowflake part in the middle. I think it works. It's the same. Yeah, I love it when it works. Okay. Do you know, it doesn't matter. If yours is taller, you could go up to here. You could go flatter. It's your snowflake. You decide. It doesn't. That's why I haven't repeated whether it's 6 in or 4 in or whatever. It doesn't matter, provided that they don't even have to be the same length. But it looks better if it's symmetrical. You know, that's why I haven't repeated that it has to be 4 out or 4 in. You decide. It might be a bit taller. It just looks different. You know, it does. What we do need though is a spot here where we're going to now put our lines in here. So if you look, this is the only bit that's I had to kind of sit with this for a little bit to get these lines in. I had to work this out, right? But it's not difficult, and it's all about the very first ones. So let me show you. I tell you what would be a good idea now is if you just watch, right? If you just watch now, and let me show you the points, and then it'll be like that. If you're trying to do it, well, it won't work. So watch where I put the points, where I put the ruler, because it's a real no-brainer once you figure it out. But until you do, you're not going to get the symmetry. So watch this. What we're going to do is use the lines, the hexagon lines. So I'm going to now, see, I'm going to come in down here, and I can go from the outside, from here, I'm going to count outwards. I'm going to do 1 pair of legs from here. Then, so it's every other one. 1 pair of legs from here, every other one. 1 pair of legs from here, every other one. Right? So that's how I'm going to, see, every other one. And I can do the same on the back, at the bottom. Let's do it like that. Right? Let me just show you. So it's every other one is going to have a leg. Okay? Now, the leg, it's like, well, what angle is it going to be? How am I going to make the angle so that they're all exactly the same length and exactly the same angle? Because if you start like that, how's it going to, you know, this would be a great way to do an arrow as well. But let me show you. We're going to use these lines. So now, for example, I can go along here. See that here? I'm going to just pop that in there like so. So that's there. In fact, you see? And then I'm only going to do, I'll do that one there like so. And I'm going to stop there. I only want to do the outside ones. In fact, while I've got that in my ruler in place, see, I could go to this line and I could put that one in. Because it's going to be the same width. You got it? So then when I turn it round, just turn it, and I'm going to do it again. So now I've got a pair there, look. So I'm using that hexagon, the outline, to give me my, and as I turn, every time I turn, I give myself, look, now this one's going to be the same length and the same angle because I'm using the lines on the hexagon. See? So I've got a pair. Every time I turn, I give myself another little leg of the snowflake. I'm sure there's a technical word for it. Just got to make sure that see, so that one goes there, that one goes there. It's a piece of cake when you figure it out. I stared at it for ages thinking, hang on, there's got to be a way. And then I had my little moment of clarity, as they say. Right, see? So we're getting our feet. They're starting to work, isn't it? It's that one there and that one there still missing. There, I'm going to have to put that there and put that there. Bingo! There. So now these are all exactly the same angle, like that, and all exactly the same length. Right, okay. So you catch up with me. Now you've seen what I do. Yeah. Right. Okay. Stepping away. Sometimes it's good just to step away, have a think. I've been doing more and more of that recently. You know, it's that whole, that mindful, being where you are, you know. I've really got to kind of work on that. I'm so used to chasing, you know, because I'm a workaholic, really. It's not a good thing. Because when you're a workaholic, you're always looking at the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And it's not greed, it's fear-based. It's definitely fear-based. It comes from fear. It comes from fear of not having enough money to pay the rent. And so that workaholism, it just starts to, you're always, when you're self-employed, you're always worrying about the next thing because you don't know where it's going to come from. And that's now I'm 61 and I've identified it as that. Now I have to start going backwards and saying, wait a minute, you know, it's always worked out so far, you know, it's always worked out so far. So why be so fearful all the time? I don't want to spend the rest of my life full of fear because, like, this pandemic has taught me that it's not down to me. I'm not omnipotent. I don't control the outcome, do you see? I can just do the best that I can do. You know, I always thought that if something went wrong with the company or something went wrong, it would be down, it was my fault. It would be because I'd done something wrong. But look, what control have I got over this? That much. And so I just have to trust. You know, I've obviously you've got to be nimble and you've got to use your loaf, but you just have to trust the process. You know, do what's suggested and trust that it will be okay. And it will be okay, you know, provided that we keep the faith. There you go. Cool, that was deep. Where did that come from? You're right. Sorry about that. But sometimes you need to step away, especially with this sort of work, because you can get so uptight if it's not working. And really, there's no need. So what we've got now is, we've got these points, you see, and this is where I work something out. Now, we've got choices. On this particular, see on this particular snowflake that I've done, they're all exactly the same length. Look, see? Like that, all the way down like that. Now, let me throw, before we do this, like if I was going to make them all the same length like that, all I need to do now is really, really lightly, don't do it yet because I want to show you an option, an alternative. Choices, 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 right? If I make a little line, joining that one up to that one, all the way down, really, really faintly, because it's not part of the design, it's just a guideline, see? If I make a really faint line there, then that will help me. But watch this. Let me just show you an alternative. So I was thinking about that earlier and I thought, oh, that'd be quite cool. So this one, We put the line in, and then we can, if we want to, we can change the length, can't we? We can go long, short, long, short, long, short. We can do that. But what about if we graduated it so it got like that? It came into a point in the middle. So instead of being all the same length, it came in like that. So what you could do, you could either you cross. See, you could cross your. Do you get what I'm saying? You've got two choices. You can either use this and you can use the lines on your wheel, or you can take your pencil and you can cut across, and then you can make your legs gradually smaller as they come into the, so it would be there and there and there. Do you see? Like that. I'm going to stick to the plan. I just wanted to give you a choice. Right, I'm going to stick to the plan, and I'm going to go. I'm not pushing. Right, this is not pushing pressure. What I'm doing is I'm just really lightly, because I just need that line. I'm not pressing hard. I just want a little thin line. See? So I'm going to go like that. Like that. There you go. And then let's do it on all of them. I know you think, what, an hour for one snowflake? Are you kidding me? But once you figure out how it works, then the options are just ridiculously good. Okay. So you're going to get to the start and stop, and you get to the on the outside as well. So we've got our. It's nice to do. So this is just, all this is doing is giving us the guides. There we go. Dentist yesterday, 500 quid. 500. I mean, for that money, you want a new set of teeth, don't you? 2 fillings. God bless the NHS. Private. Mental. Can't get a slot, see? 500 quid. I have to be grateful that I had £500. Otherwise, I'd have had to get up out of the seat and say, well, I'll have to save up for that one. I mean, I bet there's a lot of people that would have to get up out of the seat and say, sorry, doctor, can't do that. It's a lot of money, isn't it? For 2 fillings. Good grief. The trouble was I couldn't really say too much because I was already lying there. Right. See, so now what you're going to do is go, I can do this. So you just go to that line. So easy now. But I want to show you something. So I can go to that line. Yeah, let's do this one trad. Right, we're just going to go, we're not even going to fiddle with this one. See? So you're just going up to the next one up. Not the next one up, the one after that. So it's 2. You can see that. Yeah, I don't want to overcomplicate it. Right, so then you go down 2 and up 1, up 2. Down 2, up 2. Down 2, up 2. Piece of cake, isn't it? This is good, isn't it? See? There we are. How's this working for you? Down 2, up 2. 2, 2, 2. Just, if you're more comfortable putting little dots in first, then do that. Just go down here, look. If you feel better, put the little dots in first so you don't have to think. You just go, just follow the dots, joining up the dots. See, that works, doesn't it? It's looking like a really good snowflake. I know it's huge. Right, 2 down, 2 up, 2 down, 2 up. What's the time? Is it already? God. Well, tomorrow, boom, boom. Mañana we're gonna take these snowflakes and we're gonna fit them. We're gonna make different size ones. So you might want to have a little play on your own, because you want to make some snowflakes and fit them in a bauble. I think that'd be really cool. Hey, 2 up, 2 down. There we are. Has this been clear? Has this been lucid? That work? Let's have a look without the grid behind so we can see where we're headed. We can always put it back, can't we? Oh yeah, that looks good, doesn't it? I like. So, you see, now you've got choices. Let me find the one that I was following. See? So now what we could do, so it's the same, but I've made it slightly tighter, these bits. I like it better. See, now what we could do here, we could add another line on the inside. Should we do that? Come on then. So get your middle again. Get your points. You just need to concentrate on your 6 points. There you go. Brilliant. And now what we've got to do is join up the dots. So we have to put the dots in first, don't we? Now, how are we going to do that? Let's have a think. Yeah, it's not that easy actually, Gray, is it? Let me have a little think here. I think we go in two from the top. Let's do 2. Let's do 2 from here. Like that. I reckon. Yeah? 2 from there. See, if you come down like that, it's not going to look right, is it? It's not going to look right, you know, girls. If I do that, it's going to be... That'll work. We do 2 that way. See, if you do 2 that way, it's going to be a lot tighter. So I must have done that freehand, which is why it looks all wobbly. So that distance there is this distance 1.5. What do you reckon if I do that 1? 1, I reckon. Hey? I reckon that'll be about... Weirdly enough, it's an optical illusion, isn't it? Yeah. Isn't that strange? So you go 1... do you know what? That is the weirdest thing. So it's 2 down from the top, but it's only 1 down on the leg. How does that work? Optical illusion, eh? Look at that. It is as well. Wow, I'll be. But it works. 2 in, 1 down on the leg. So I was just looking at it thinking, how did I... I didn't think about it, that's what happened. But this is actually very cool. Right, 2 in, 1 down. Look at that. Isn't that strange? Good though. Yes, it is. Yeah. So then tomorrow, this is a good one, because what would be really brilliant, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and I'm going to try and reduce it by half. I'm going to make it half the size. Because as I said yesterday, what we're doing here is creating a template, isn't it? Do you remember I was saying yesterday, all we've got to do is draw this in pencil on tracing paper and then flip it, and then we can transfer it to card or to watercolour paper. So we're just making a template here, aren't we? Excuse my head. Now, Isn't that strange though, that you go 2 there and 1 that way, look, and yet it works. Well, I don't understand it, but I'm gonna go with it. I don't understand it, but I'm gonna go with it. What do you think of our snowflakes so far? I love. It's big, I know it's big. But the thing is, it's the deconstruction. See, and once you've done it in miniature, in large, you can do it in miniature. You do it smaller, because I think smaller is more difficult. And then this one then, the one in the middle, this bit, I'm not sure how I did that. I must have just done it by eye. Let's leave it open, because we could still construct that. We can still do something in there, make a pattern or do a, you know. This is where we can customise our snowflake. See, once we've got the basic shape like that, now we could start customising. So, for example, we could put teardrops, because they've got beautiful patterns, haven't they? So, if you look at the ones that I've done here, you'll see you could put teardrops on, like this, at the top, or dots. Dots are good. Do you remember when in doubt? Do you remember right at the beginning we used to put dots on all the flowers and that? So now, for example, if we take this one, what's the time? 22. If we use this as our basic snowflake structure, right, then when you turn it over, you see, you can transfer this, can't you, to any paper. So you want to keep that one as your guide. So then, for example, do you remember yesterday we were looking also, we did stars, didn't we? So do you remember we were able to put a line through there to give us that really cool, I'm going to go with this, because this gave us that cool shading option, didn't it? Look, see? But I'm really pleased that we've worked out how to do this line. See, that fascinates me. I've got to have another go at that. Whether that actually works, regardless. You say I wanted to put another line in here. I've got to know now. All the mathematicians will be going, of course it will work. If I go like so, right, put it back in the middle, and say I wanted to put a little one in here, how, I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to do it. Right, if I'm going to put a dot there. Let's go the other way. Let's do this one, like that. So I'm going in the opposite direction now. So if I wonder if this will work, like that. It doesn't matter if... So we're going to put a little star in the middle. Yes. So that's cool. This time I've gone... in the points are in the other place. See, there rather than... Right, so we've got that one. Now, what would happen if I wanted to... So if I wanted to make one larger than that, let's just see. I'm just going to go... See? That's what I'm thinking. If you go like... well... So now, if I just go... one line higher, let's see, so we're getting a double star in the middle. You see why we did stars yesterday? This is so cool. Oh, bit slanty. Yeah. Now, why is that symmetrical now? So the bigger you get, okay, I'm going to have to look this up. But look how nice that is. So now we've got a star within a star. So this is a really, so we've got a star in the snowflake and we've got a star within the star. Now, trippy, eh? It's going to be so much fun. See, so now if you wanted to, you could embellish this, couldn't you? And you could decorate it. So say, for example, we could, I'm just suggesting that we put a, let's do this thing, right? Now we're going freehand. Make a teardrop. Doodle a teardrop at the top of each point like that. And if you're struggling with the size of the teardrop so they're all identical, then get back on the grid like that, and then make the point. See, because mine are all, where am I? Get back in the middle. Right, so you can make the point so that it's two, you might prefer to do that, so that it's exactly two, look, like that. You might find it easier to go like that. I find it easier to go freehand. Do you see? So then that way you've got your 6 teardrops. That's what I was trying to get to. See how it's starting to look like a snowflake. And then take your rubber and rub these bits out. So you don't need to, it's just so that you see how it's starting to look like a snowflake rather than loads of arrows. Right, just take these lines out here, just for your own. There, see? Delicate. You can leave them in, you can take them out. I just want to show you how cool this is starting to look. Yeah? Now, where was that bauble? Let me show you this, because there was a method in my mind. It's the reason why we went this large. See, look, see how big it is there? Look. So it sits exactly in that bauble. And the teardrops, right, they're on the outside. So you could use you could reduce the whole thing, couldn't you, by 1. And then the teardrops are on the inside. You could ignore the teardrops, or you could actually use them. I mean, I really like the fact that the teardrops are on the outside. It's really pretty. Okay, I'm just showing you the sizes, what we're looking at here. And then tomorrow, what I would like to do, see, that's why I want you to take that snowflake and make it half the size and half the size again. So we've got 3 of them. Yeah, don't all have to be the same. Decorate them differently. Maybe you don't want to put the line in there. Let me just show you. Maybe this is just a suggestion. Do one, right, that hasn't got the line in. Instead of the line, just take mine. So you might want to use your grid to do the job. Let me just find the centre again. Right, but you may want to use your lines in here. But maybe you put your little dots in so you've got a guide, so it's a bit more symmetrical for you, right? So you've got your dots there and there, and then perhaps you want to make a teardrop in there as well. So the teardrop echoes the teardrop on the outside, you see? And then you could still join it up, look, like that, but instead of having a solid line there, this could be beautiful when you go to shade these. They're going to be spectacular. Right, hang on, let me get the middle again. You see? So then you're going to take your line from there to there and then make your teardrop in there. Bit ropey grey. Right. See? So they're getting more ornate. Your snowflakes are getting more ornate. And that in turn, you know, what we were talking about yesterday, about having those like snowflakes hanging like baubles, or snowflakes within the baubles. And that's what I want to do tomorrow, is create the illusion. We're going to take a round bauble and we're going to create the illusion, but we need 3 like different sizes. So we need little ones and larger ones. We won't use the whole bauble, we'll make it look like that. Okay, so you know now how to make a bauble. I hope that worked. Did it? Is the sound still on? Oh, I've been waffling away to myself. And let me just show you, if I give you a couple of examples of what I've done there, like so, and then you can take a look at them. Just take a look at them, and you'll see that in essence it's all the same thing. You've got the 6 points, different stars in the middle, exactly, look what we've just done. And then you can decide how long you want your tails to be, and you're going to use your hexagon to create the length. Do you remember the most important trick today, to be honest, I think, was this one, where I took the pencil and I made a line along there, so that then these ones you could make 2 lines. You can make one further in, so that then every other one is shorter. Okay? So let's have a look at some snowflakes tomorrow, different ones. And then what we'll do is we'll take, for example, this snowflake. Let me just show you. And then instead of using this as the actual flake, what we're going to do when we pen it, you come along like this, really close to the edge, like that, really close, okay? And the actual snowflake is not this bit, it's this line here. This is the line, this one. I'm going heavy now just to show you what I'm talking about. But that would be my ink line, the outside, not the inside. You see? So as you come along really delicately, that will be my guide. So if, for example, I took my tracing paper, let me show you, and I've got that on that bottom edge. Right, let me just show you. And then as I come in, see, then my snowflake starts to change. It's not so spiky. It's got, gently does it, as you come round. Right? You're using your frame, but your snowflake is actually, and it's a bit jiggly, it's fine, because it's an icicle. But then when you lift that away, your snowflake is a lot softer. Look, you'll see. When you come close, let me just come in close so you can see what I'm talking about. You get it? And that will be your snowflake. This is just the template. That's all it is. So there you go. I reckon that'll do for today. We've deconstructed a snowflake. I know it takes time, but you know, sometimes it's okay to take time. It's not a race. Because what we want to do now, if you get a chance, is reduce that in size. So you need to clear your head, have a cup of tea, get your template out, go half the size and see if you can work that one out. And then tomorrow we'll play with those snowflakes again. All right, maybe combine it with stars. I've got a plan. All right, you want different sizes on one piece of paper, like that. Large, medium, small, just different sizes. And then we can move around. You'll be using the little ones more than the big ones. You'll be using the little ones more than the big ones. So different sizes will be brilliant. Different shapes, different ideas, okay? You could do really little chunky ones or really spidery ones. It's your snowflakes. You decide, have a play, have a play. And if you don't get to it tomorrow, or in time for tomorrow, don't worry about it. It's fine. We're going to be too busy eating cake tomorrow. 100 hours. 100 hours, people. That's a lot of doodling, isn't it? Anyway, Steve, Ellen, thank you so much for your help. Don't forget, Stephen at ClarityStamp, Stephen with a V, Stephen at ClarityStamp.com. If you haven't got the downloads, just ping him, email him your personal address, your mailing address, and then we'll get them sent out to you today. All right. Thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed that. Real chill now. I'm gonna do half a dozen different snowflakes ready for tomorrow. Lots of love to you. Bye bye now. Bye. Have a good, what's today? Thursday. Have a good Thursday.